Yo, yo, what's going on, fellas? Happy Thursday morning to you. Hopefully you're doing well. Morning's off to a nice little start. It's time to get settled into some sports. Some sports betting talk as well. We'll make sure, of course, we recap yesterday. Also give away some money on today's show as the People's Parlay finally went ahead and got a good cash for us. And then we could also talk some Europa League as well. So we'll go ahead and start the show, of course, by making sure we throw up that recap where yesterday was quite unkind and quite disgusting and didn't enjoy yesterday quite at all. So run through it right there. Goldschmidt over 1.5 total bases. How about an 0 for 3 day up against Madison Bumgarner? Then he got pulled early because the Cardinals were just crushing the Diamondbacks, and just frustrated about that one. That's, one of the classic, you're in between two bets. You're trying to figure out which one to place yourself, and then obviously, give that bet out, and you give out the loser where the team total, the F5 team total, and all that stuff, cashes easily. So, yeah, just disgusted with that one right there. Starling Marte, he did not swipe a bag. Another player that never got on base, just like George Springer did on Monday. Don't get on base. Obviously can't swipe a bag. And I don't know about that prop. Obviously, you just need so much to go your way with that prop. Obviously, you've got to get on base. And then even if you are fortunate enough to get on base, it's got to just be the perfect scenario of, you're the only one on base and yada, yada, and you didn't get a double or a triple. You only got a single. It's just so much to go into that. We'll see, kind of reanalyze that prop maybe going forward a little bit. The NRFI and Rangers Royals, that did not hit. The Rangers got a run in the top of the first inning on and out, a sacrifice fly. I just hate losing the NRFI that way. Just if it's going to happen, happen on a hit or a real play, not, when the pitcher makes a good pitch, executes his pitch, and you get a fly ball, which obviously is a sacrifice fly. So that one hurt right there. Perez over 4.5 Ks in that same game. Talked about him going long against a Royals team that had struggled against left-handed pitching, and that's what they did. He was able to, really keep him quiet through the first 5 innings. I believe they had only got 1 run, or maybe it was 2 at the most, but I think it was 5-1 at the end of the 5 innings, and he wasn't picking up strikeouts. He was being efficient. Pitch count was low. He was hitting his spots, and guys were just, getting weak contact and drawing, fly balls or ground ball outs. That one, though, I talked about him going deep there on the payoff pitch. His over-outs prop was at 17.5, and watching that game, he only went 17 outs, and then he got hooked there, in the 6th inning with 2 outs. But that one would have really made me upset because I was going to give out one of those 2 bets, either the K or the outs prop. But just that outs prop really just kind of brings back the pain there of Lance Lynn. You know what I mean? Like, you got the manager there, for the Rangers. He sees Perez is on the hook and goes out there and gets the ball from him. But my White Sox manager, can't do that the other night. That one hurt, losing the K prop, and then also brought up pain there with Lance Lynn. So hated that one right there. In that game, though, you can see we did cash that Rangers F5 money line, which was also the best bet on the payoff pitch. So, if you're only going to hit a couple bets, I'm glad I'm hitting those. I've been hit up by several of you guys on Twitter that are going in pretty heavy on my best bets that I give out on the payoff pitch, and rather than making those a unit plays. So it was good to see another best bet cash. Also, that Phillies F5 money line came through. They were able to beat the White Sox through the first 5 innings. And unfortunately, Twins Red Sox F3 under 2.5 was ruined right out of the gates as the Twins jumped out to a 3-0 lead and really just kept hammering the Red Sox, throughout the rest of that night, getting 10 runs in total. So a disgusting day, down over 2 units, now down on the week. Did obviously scrape across some arbitrage. I don't really care about that. Obviously, I want to make some real money. That's certainly what I care about. So, just disgusting right there. And look to hopefully bounce back. It's a small baseball slate today, but there are some good betting spots. Let's just hope we can be rewarded by these betting spots. We've got some money to go ahead and give away before I jump in that comment section. Let's go ahead and talk about that. We talked about making parlays on Barstools, right? We've pulled the plug on blindly betting the dogs, and I told you guys, well, I'm just going to run that money down and hopefully be able to give out some money until that happens. So we've placed 2 parlays on Barstools. We've won 1 of the 2, missed 2 nights ago, hit last night, so that's pretty good. If you're making them around, let's say plus 500 odds, if you're hitting 1 out of 2, I mean, that's really stinking good right there. So we did hit yesterday's, as you can see right there, Cubs and Athletics, F3 under 2.5 cash. Cardinals got that team total over 5.5, and the Rangers and Royals, we did that Rangers money line. So love to see that right there as a dog. So we got 5 people watching. I'm going to drop in a comment. If you're sitting there and you're one of those 5 people, drop in a comment after mine. I know Ross has dropped in a comment, DeGen has dropped in a comment, and IC has dropped in a comment. If you want to be in this giveaway, drop in 1 comment, not 2 comments. Just drop in 1 comment right now. There's 5 of you sitting there. If you want to say anything to get your name in the hat, you're sitting there, the 5 people. There you go. DeGent says, get my goddamn name in that hat. I'll take a free $50. Yes, sir. Nobody wants to join DeGent? You're sitting there? Ross, drop in a comment. Ross, drop in a comment. IC, come on. Drop them in. We got 6 people now. Drop in one singular comment into this chat, even if you've already done it. And we're going to go ahead and do the giveaway in about 1 minute. 1 minute. We'll do it at 9:47. There you go. Ed says, nah, I want a shot at that $50. Damn right. Hell, hopefully we can give it to you, Ed. Hopefully. We got till 9:47. Ross is in there. Ross is in there. We got 3 other people. If you don't want to be entered in the giveaway, by all means, that's perfectly fine. But if you are sitting there and you do want your name in the hat for a chance to win $50, drop a comment on there. Tim says, I'm going to be number 4 in that. Tim says, I'm going to be number 4 in that hat. Okay. I see you, Tim. I see. You dropped in one comment. Let me drop in one more if you want to be in this giveaway. Stinky Blue Jays blue. What does this say? The Stinky Blue Jays blue. Yeah, 2+. Had them plus 2 point. I think they got, oh yeah, and they got blown out by the Astros. Hate that right there. I see. If you want to go ahead and get your. All right, we're under a minute. Under a minute, so we're gonna do a free giveaway, boys. Under a minute. Somebody's gonna get $50. Obviously, this paid out $62, but I want to keep trying to do this as much as we can. So I'm gonna keep $12 to reinvest it into this giveaway that we're doing. So I'm willing to give away $50, and hopefully we can give away $50 on tomorrow's show. I've already made the People's Parlay for tomorrow. I've got, what did I put in there? Angels money line. Feltner under 15.5 out. And Pirates F5 run line. Pirates F5 run line. Those are all going to be leans on the payoff pitch. I'm putting in my leans are what the People's Parlay. All right, we got 4 people in there. DeGent, Ed, Ross, and Tim. Let's go ahead and do this giveaway. One of you guys is walking away with $50. Let's do it. Share my screen. We're going to do random number generator. Somebody knows, somebody doesn't say, you cheated. We got 4 people. Obviously, DeGent's comment was in first, so he's 1. Then I think it was Ed's 2. And then I think it was Tim, 3, or whatever it is. We'll just take them in order after my comment. So let's hit the button and see who it is. We've got 2. Who was that second comment? 2. Ed. Ed, you're the second comment after my word comment. So Ed, you just walked away with $50 this morning, my man. That's what I love to see. Make sure you hit me up on Twitter. Drop me your PayPal information, or if you want to drop it in this chat, drop this PayPal information. Hit me up, Ed. You got $50 coming your way. Congratulations, my man. And like I said, hopefully we can do it again tomorrow. Like I said, I've already got in the People's Parlay. It is already in. So congratulations to Ed and everybody else. We're trying to do this as much as we can. Oh, I see put his in there. Well, now if I redo it again and Ed doesn't win, Ed's going to be pissed. All right, I'll do it again. And if it's a different number, let's see. And, of course, it was a different number. It was 3 because it's a random no-good generator. Let's do Ed and Ross can both hit me up. I did it again, and this time I got a 3. So if Ed and if Ross, you want to hit me up, you can hit me up as well. And I guess I'll dig into my own pocket and do it again. I missed IC's comment, so to be fair, it probably should have been 5 people. So, all right, Ed, Ross, hit me up. Twitter, drop me your PayPal information, and you guys got it coming. Yeah, buddy. You're welcome, man. I appreciate you guys' support. You guys make this fun every day hanging out. So I'll gladly do it. And like I said, hopefully we can go ahead and hit today's parlay and come back here on tomorrow's show and give away another $50 as somebody heads on into the weekend. So let's go ahead now and talk some Europa League. Europa League's going on today, fellas. You guys were eager to bet the Europa League. A couple games I'm interested in here one is that Royal Union taking on Leverkusen. I remember how I spoke pretty highly of Royal Union a week ago when they were playing this match in Germany. I like Royal Union to advance. I like them on the double chance in 90 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and fire out a free roll on Twitter in a few hours where I've got Royal Union on the double chance. I like them today. I spoke highly of them a week ago. I watched a little bit of that match against Leverkusen, and they did nothing but impress me, quite frankly, in Germany. We know teams generally play better. You saw that yesterday with Bayern Munich. I thought they were all over Manchester City in that first 30 minutes, and I thought City was quite fortunate not to concede a goal, in that first opening 30 minutes. So a team that hung with them at Leverkusen 1-1. I liked everything I saw with my eyes. I think that team is going to knock off Leverkusen, and I think they're going to be in the semifinals of the Europa. So if you're interested in that match, that's how I would play that one. In Sevilla, Manchester United, everybody knows I'm a Manchester United guy. Let me tell you guys, I've watched, I don't want to say all the game. I've watched damn near every Manchester United game, full 90 minutes. I watch them damn near all. When they don't have Bruno Fernandes in, they struggle to create chances. And I mean, they struggle to create chances. He is, we always know like the number 10 is obviously the playmaker on everybody's team, but like he's the guy. I mean, he is absolutely the guy, and nobody else can duplicate and replicate what that kid can do. I like under 2.5 goals, and I think Manchester United is going to struggle. I do believe Rashford's probably going to come back he's definitely going to come back into the side. That's whether or not he comes back into the starting 11. But either way, there's going to be no way there to give Rashford any real quality service because Bruno's not there. I've watched them enough. Without Bruno, they full-on struggle every single time. I like that one to be under 2.5. That's the free roll that I'm going to go ahead and tweet, that free bet that we scooped up the other day on BetMGM. I'm doing under 2.5 in Sevilla, Manchester United, and I did Royale Union on the double chance. I think it was like 2-1 or maybe 3-1 if I recall correctly. Otherwise, Sporting Juventus. I mean, Juventus is going to grind out a very low-scoring result, maintain their 1-0 lead, and really just kind of do what they need to do to progress. So that one's just going to be low-scoring. That's for Roma Feyenoord. I thought I nailed that first leg. I told you guys I liked Feyenoord. Feyenoord won the first leg 1-0. They were able to scrape it out low scoring in the first leg, just like I thought Jose Mourinho would keep it low scoring. I think that match is going to be generally the same. I don't know if I like Feyenoord as much on the road, but I still like it low scoring. It seems like a low scoring day. Sevilla low scoring. Sporting Juventus is low scoring. Roma Feyenoord is going to be low scoring. The only one that could be fireworks is Royale Union. And they've had 20 consecutive European matches, and none of them have finished 0-0. That one's going to be goals. We just missed the both teams to score an over 2.5 last week. It's going to be a similar play. You could do a both teams to score an over 2.5. There is going to be goals. It's just how those two teams set up. We just missed last time on the hook. I'd rather just back Royale Union, though. I think they're going to be tough. They're going to be absolutely tough. And as for the Europa Conference League, that's like a clown tournament, so I didn't really look at that one. So that one doesn't get any of my attention. But that's how I see Europa League playing out today. So that's what we got. Otherwise, yeah, I'm ready to jump on the payoff pitch and talk some baseball. There's only 6 or 7 or so games today. It's a small slate we've got today. So, okay, you say 25 apiece. If Ross is cool with that. If Ross is cool with that, yeah. If you guys want to do 25 apiece, if Ross is cool with if splitting the 50, or if Ross is, hell no, I want that full 50, goddammit. If Ross says give me the 50, then Ed, don't worry, I'll give you the 50. But if he's cool with it, then I'm obviously cool with it. But yeah, I mean, just so this free giveaway is a way for me to just really just give it back to you guys and the great support and the hanging out that we do and the fun that we have here each morning together. So hopefully we can hit today's parlay. Again, it's got the Pirates F5 run line, basically just the lead through 5 innings. Feltner under 15.5 outs, which on DraftKings you can get it at 16.5 outs. So unfortunately, where I'm making it at Barstools, it's at 15.5. But on DraftKings you can get 16.5 outs. That is obviously a lean on the payoff pitch. And then the other one, what did I say it was? Oh yeah, Angels money line. Angels money line is the third leg on, and this parlay today is 7-1. So hopefully we give away another $50 tomorrow. All right, fellas, 6 minutes away. Let me go find the squirrel, see what he's got for today's baseball slate. Small slate, but I think it is worth it. So Ross, Ed, don't forget again, guys. Both of you guys hit me up at some point throughout the day. And then once I have both of your informations, I'll just log into PayPal once. So it may be later on in the evening. But whenever I hear from both of you, I'll certainly send it your way. All right, fellas, hang tight. 5 minutes. Let's talk some baseball on a great Thursday slate here. So let's do it. Hey there, guys. Welcome on into the Thursday episode here of the Payoff Pitch, live every day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, powered by Bet Openly. If you haven't gone over there and checked them out yet, do that, where you win more and lose less with our friends over on Bet Openly. Let's go ahead and pull in a squirrel here, and then we can talk some Thursday baseball. There he is. Oh, wow, the software is not popping you in properly, but there you are, my man. How are you?
Hey, well, a little bit rough. Came off kind of a pretty bad day. Um, you know, happens, man. If you're gonna accept the highs, and you gotta accept the lows, because it's where you kind of revert back to the mean of everything. And um, if you expect 10-0 days, which I've had, you're gonna expect some potentially 0-10 days. It happens. So. The biggest advice I can give, I think, when you go through something like that is obviously not getting too high when you win, because I've seen people think they're invincible and they start, the limits go through the roof. They start betting more because they think that all they're going to do is win. Um, there's a lot that goes into it, but the biggest advice I can give is don't look at one single day, right? So if I made 10 bets and if I went 0-10 or 2-8 or whatever, and it's that horrible disaster day, look at it in terms of the long run, right? So if I go and look at my record right now, over the last 5 months, I've made probably over 2,000 bets. I track all of them. They're completely public. But if you go and look at all that, I believe I'm up around 50 units after 2,000 bets. So you have one bad day, but look at all the good that's happened and look forward to all the good that's going to come, because that kind of variance swings back and forth. So generally something good is ahead for you after a bad day. And that's what happens when you bet EV, man.
It's a new day, my man. The sun came up today. It's a beautiful day in Chicago. We're ready to attack this day, attack this slate. Let's go ahead and jump on into it. We are not going to go ahead and do our normal rundown today. We try and mix it up from time to time, and when we mix it up is when there's a small slate. Well, today's a small slate. I think I counted 7 games on the slate. So let's just take them in order, break them down. We'll give you leans. Maybe that lean will become a bet at the end of the show. We'll go ahead and, of course, give away our bets at the end of the show. Let's kick it off here at 12:35 p.m. Central Time between the Twins and the Red Sox here in a rubber match with Maeda taking on, maybe it's Tanner Hook, maybe is how you pronounce this guy.
Hauk.
Either way, neither of these guys give me a ton of goddamn confidence. I can tell you about that. If you do look at the back of the baseball card, though, Maeda, he grades out better for sure, but I'm not really sure how much I trust him. What I do trust, though, is when we can get the ball into these relievers. Now, I don't know which starter is going to come out ahead, but we know from the bullpen, Twins are number 1 in opponent's batting average. Twins are number 1 in whip. They're better across the board than a Red Sox team. That's not terrible, but they sit average. But if we're comparing them, obviously when you're first in some categories, it's better than average. So I like the Twins across the board. Offenses are still neck and neck, even though the Twins crank out 10 runs yesterday and the Red Sox get 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it was. The Red Sox still had production. They weren't getting runs. So the offenses are still really neck and neck. I like the dog in this one. I don't know why the better bullpen, the better starter on the back of the baseball card. Not sure why the Twins are a dog. We looked at this game yesterday and said, why were the Rangers dog, right? Get better offense, better bullpen, better starter, and the Rangers are dogs. To me, this is just like yesterday. I'm going to take the dog. In terms of an over or an under, the number's at 9. In this series, you've seen a push and you've seen an over, it's probably going to be right about there. But I just want to back the better team. I'm going to go ahead and take the Twins as a dog in this matchup. What about for you?
Sure, I'm going to go head-to-head with you. I'll take the Boston Red Sox, and I want to give that out right now at the best price that I can find, minus 115. I know that this is going to end up higher because I can see it moving offshore right now. Here's a pro tip for anybody who's listening that really wants to become a better bettor. If you're sitting there looking at Pinnacle, you're looking at Bet Chris, or also known as Bookmaker, Circa. If you're looking at these apps, these books, for guidance as to where the sharp money is going, and you see it move at those books, you're already too late. The real moves are happening in the underworld and offshore long before it ever hits the main ones. So this is kind of how I know that. It's a tip-off to me anyway. I also like Tanner Hauk. since we're not doing our normal format, I'll take him to go over 4.5 strikeouts. I believe it was. Let me verify that. It was 4.5, minus 125. He's projected to do almost around 6. So we'll call it, it's 5.8. If you round up, you can go 6, 5.5, either way. Over 4.5, I like, with the Minnesota Twins strikeout rates there at the plate. Whether that's overall, they rank pretty damn high. I think at least within the top 5, and particularly against right-handers, I think they're the second worst strikeout rate. Maeda can also do some strikeouts as well. I think that prop was particularly low at 3.5, I want to say. Let me take a look. It is. It's minus 155, so it's juiced, but the edge is there because of the projection of him doing about 5. So there's everything I like about that game. I'll take Boston Red Sox minus 115.
All right, you like the Red Sox, and I like the Twins in that one. Okay, let's go ahead and move it over now to the Angels. They're taking on the Yankees next, where you get 2 left-handers on the mound, and Sandoval taking on Cortez here. Plate appearance is what you kind of have to decide what you want to read into. Both of them don't have many plate appearances versus left-handers. Yankees have the second least in the majors, and the Angels have the 5th least appearances versus left-handed pitching. But if you're going to look at those numbers, you're going to say, whoa, the Angels are a ton better. And I mean, they are a ton better. I mean, Yankees are hitting below the Mendoza line versus left-handers, which is, you don't think of that normally with the Yankees versus left-handed pitching. That's why I'm trying to say, are these the real numbers, or are we just getting a little bit of a small sample size here? Don't really quite know here. What do you trust? Both of these starters, though, are really stinking good. Look at the back of their baseball cards. Sandoval and Cortez, this smells like a game that's going to be very tough runs to come by. And then you want to factor in a struggling Yankees team versus left-handers. I guess if you're going to say one of these two teams can get it done, I'm going to trust the numbers and say that the Angels, can get it done. Both of these pitchers, in Sandoval and Cortez, went up against the opponent in 2022, and both of them had great outings. This smells all like an under. And then when you factor in the bullpen, can the game stay under just like the F5, I believe, can stay under? Oh, yeah, you darn right. These stats are neck and neck, but both of these teams are up in the top 5 across bullpen stats. So in a series in which we've seen 7 runs and 5 runs in the first 2 games, I like the Angels' money line. I'm going to just look at the numbers, and even though the plate appearances are small, I'm going to trust that the Angels are hitting 292 versus left-handers, and while the Yankees are below the Mendoza line, their bats are going to get it done. But I really like the under 8.5. I think the starters can keep it low scoring, and I think both bullpens, as dominant they've been earlier on, I think they can keep the game low scoring, as we've seen in this series. So my lean is under 8.5, and my lean is also Angels' money line. What about for you?
I have nothing bet in this game. I like everything you said, though. I would second that. And again, since we're not looking at, I guess, pitching props or anything, Nestor Cortez over 5.5 is what I would roll with here. As you said, both pitchers are great, but if you're looking for numerical edge, that's really about it in that game. So Nestor Cortez is a pitcher I've backed before. I'm pretty sure he's gotten it done for me once or twice on this show already this summer, or spring rather. And so, who would I back? Probably Angels full game at a plus 138. You can do bet online. I think best price, unless, you're really deep into offshore markets. FanDuel is plus 134 if that's the best you can do at regulated books. That's probably where I'd go, but it's a little bit weird to take a strikeout prop for the team that you're hoping that you win against. So, but that's where the edges are in that game. So if you're going to do one or the other, and that fits your narrative there, Angels full game or Cortez over 5.5. Gives you something on both teams to back with a numerical edge.
I would say it gets back to kind of what you've been saying all season, though. If you like the Angels kind of like we both do, just hold on. Yeah, Nestor Cortez is a big name recognition. The Yankees are a big name recognition.
Yeah,
I think the Angels will become a bigger dog.
Bet it at 3 p.m. when the game starts at 3:05. Wait till that first pitch. You'll find all this money coming in on the Yankees. Don't be intimidated by it. It's usually dumb money. And, the Yankees are, that's a team that some dude in New York is going to bet. No, seriously though, you'll get a few more points towards first pitch, and hey, even if you don't, you're out nothing by waiting. I really don't see the Yankees dropping much, if any, if not going the other way. So Yeah, let's roll into the next game here. Do you have the next one on the docket there for the Reds and Pirates? Because I have something in there that I gave out.
Fire. That is the next game on the slate.
Uh,
Fire away.
cool. So Reds and Pirates, you have Luke Weaver, I believe, coming back off of an injury, has not pitched yet this year. Not something you or I generally like to go with, right? I would not want to bet the Reds with somebody that we have no prior data on coming off an injury, especially. Pirates have been hot. Have you seen these bats, dude? They crushed, I think, the Rockies. Are they coming out of Colorado?
Mm-hmm.
Was that their last game or their last series there? And man, I think they had maybe two games where they crushed like 14-3, and I think I saw like a second inning that was like 9-0. They are hot with bats, so I certainly would not feel very comfortable on an under with how they've been crushing. Roansy Contreras, I would have to believe, is better than Luke Weaver as well when you're getting a price of minus 160 here, but. Nobody is undefeatable. I'm looking for the Reds to be strictly average and the Pirates to put up a good amount of runs there. To get me over 9 is what I took. And I did this last night at plus 100, even money. It's, I think, minus 120 now. So I still like it, though. I mean, we would all need 10 here. That's the kind of value that I'm trying to provide there at Hockey Squirrel in the Discord is, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, the night prior, you're going to be clearing either half a run, a full run, as you saw yesterday, or at least 20 cents on a line. Try what I try to bring to you. So I view that game a lot like the next one as well. So if you have anything in that game.
Yeah, let's go ahead and expand on that a little bit. You got this Weaver guy. He was a bullpen guy his last couple seasons in the major league. And what makes me a little bit nervous of that is bullpen guys can tend to be successful more times than not, right? I'm just coming in. I'm getting 3 outs. I'm getting the hell out of there. This guy's opponent's batting average the last 2 seasons is 329 and 341. Like, that's god-awful. Now you're transitioning him to a starter, and he's going to see a rotation 2 times, maybe 3 starts, or 2 times through rotation. He, of course, had 2 minor league starts warming up. His first one was 4 innings pitched, clean ball. His second one was 5 innings pitched, and he gave out 3 runs. Common theme of that is he's not going deep into games. I was trying to see if the books would give us an out props on him, and I was going to jump on the under 15.5, but I think we've said it once, right? You think you got an edge, and the sports books will beat you to it. It's such a good edge, they're not even willing to give you the damn prop. So we can't fade Weaver like I would want to, but I think he's going to struggle. Obviously, you mentioned the Pirates and the damage they've been doing right there. Contreras, he's had 2 good starts against the Red Sox and Cardinals. He did get tripped up there against the Astros, but he went up against the Reds 3 times in 2022. 4 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. 4 innings pitched, 1 earned run. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. I think he's going to keep the Pirates more into this game through the first 5 innings, and that's kind of what I trust more is fade Luke Weaver and that terrible opponent's batting average, and back Contreras, which 2 out of 3 good starts, seems to have the Reds' numbers. I don't want the bullpen, though, because the bullpen edge does go to the Reds, and both bullpens are in the bottom 10 of the MLB. So I don't think I really want to mess around with a full game money line. I really just kind of want that F5 money line. From an offensive perspective, I mean, one team bats 250, the other one bats 249. We're talking pretty close. The big difference comes in the Pirates' K, about 7% less, and they slug a whole hell of a lot more. But is that because we're just coming off Colorado? I try not to look at the opponents when I look at the last 10 days, but it's always hard to ignore when you're coming out of Colorado. Are these numbers a touch inflated, as a gent said in the comment section? And that's what I'm kind of wrestling with. But I do like the Pirates F5 money line. I'm going to take Contreras over Weaver all day long. Avoid the bullpen. I'm with you. I think this game will have runs. I think the Pirates will do more. They can overcome maybe some of the Reds' inefficiencies up against Contreras, and then when you get in both bullpens, I think each of these teams could maybe tack on a couple extra late. So give me the over with you, and give me the Pirates on that F5 money line. The next game here is the Rockies and the Phillies at 8:40 p.m. Central Time. Did you have something for this one?
I think it's a lot like the Reds and the Pirates, where you're getting, one pitcher and one team that you expect to kind of get demolished, and that's Ryan Feltner. Should be good for about 5 or 6. He has been good for about 5 or 6 runs per game so far this season. I don't think the career stats were great. And then you're throwing a left-hander against the Colorado Rockies, which, I just went and took a look. I don't think it's nearly as good as it has been in the last 2 years or so. But I'll take it anyway, hoping that maybe that becomes a thing again. But Matt Strom here looks to be pretty solid. Um, Gave one hit to the Yankees in 4 innings. Um, Quite a few strikeouts. I think he's done a couple 6 strikeout games there. So, you know, you expect runs there from the Phillies. Now you're looking for Rockies to be pretty much strictly average and hopefully get you an over 9 again there. I read it pretty similar to the Reds and Pirates. I just like the Reds and Pirates game because I have 20 cents of value. But if I were to choose here, I'd probably go over, or I don't know if I'd feel as comfortable trying to take like a Phillies run line, but I don't expect much from Feltner, and I don't think you should.
No. If you've been hanging out on with us all week here on the Payoff Pitch, I've been speaking highly of this Phillies offense. I'm going to speak highly of it again. I mean, we got a great cash yesterday on their F5 money line. Unfortunately, I did give out the wrong bet 2 days ago. I did Lance Lynn under K's when I should have just stuck to the Phillies hitting, because that's what the Phillies are doing. They are crushing right-handers. Hell, they're hitting left-handers pretty damn good, but they're smashing right-handers. They're number one in baseball, back up over the Cubs after yesterday's performance. But they've generally been a top 3 offense, versus right-handers much of the season. The Rockies, when I look at stats, they're like at the bottom of the thresholds when I decide if I'm going to take a team and like take their over on a team total or an F5 team total. The Rockies are right at the bottom of the metrics. So that can give you a little bit of confidence because they also generally do hit left-handers, as you mentioned, though. But Feltner, he's been rocked hard in all 3 of his starts this season. He has not gone over 5 innings pitched. You can get his outs prop at 16.5 on some books or 15.5 on some books. Either one. If you only have the 15.5 available to you, I would still go ahead and take the under. He's not going deep into this game, folks. There's no way. And Matt Strom, as you said, he's just going to top out, though, around 70 pitches. But I think he's going to give you a very good quality start in those 70 pitches. He's just not going to go deep, in his own right. Bullpen-wise, though, this is why yesterday we did Phillies F5 money line. Now, we still would have gotten rewarded on a full game money line, but this bullpen's going to trip you up more times than not if you start dropping these Phillies and parlays on the money line. So avoid that Phillies bullpen. You don't want a piece of it. Now, you could have the benefit, obviously, they jump out to a big lead, but just take the bullpen out of it. To me, I'm focusing on the Phillies offense. It's that F5 team total. How can you ignore it with what Feltner's struggles are, the number 1 offense versus right-handed pitching? I want to keep backing the Phillies until they drop off. I see no signs of it today against Feltner, so I'm going to be riding that Phillies F5 team total today. Next one on the slate here is at 6:40 p.m. Central Time. Dodgers and Cubs right here in Chicago. What you got for that one, Squirrel?
I'm really leaning towards actually putting something on the Cubs. Again, it's a fairly weird line. You get Tyon against Michael Grove. Really, it has to do everything with the line. I'm looking at where it opened. It didn't open too far from where it currently is now, but a few cents of agreement at least for the Cubs. Would you agree? I mean, for the Dodgers, it looks like a weird. I mean, I've been seeing Dodgers have weird lines for the last week or so against all their opponents. I just feel like the line is typically very telling, especially on public teams. Like if you find the Yankees at plus money, it's generally weird. Dodgers kind of the same story here is how I would read the line.
Yeah, I agree with you there. You like the Cubs. I mean, the Cubs won 2 out of 3 against the Dodgers just last week. And they still have all the advantages. The Cubs are the better team. You're talking about a top 3 offense going up against another offense that's ranked around about 20s, in all the major categories, floating around from about 17 to 21 when you start, moving across the category. So, and the Cubs just stay in the top 3, top 4 across the board. So why would I not want the better offense, a team that already won 2 of the 3? They've shown they're the better team. The Cubs get a massive bullpen advantage. Here's your Dodgers. They rank dead last in home runs per 9. They rank dead last in whip. They rank dead last in opponent's batting average. 4th worst ERA and 3rd worst FIP. The Cubs have the advantage from start to finish in this game. The only advantage that maybe makes you worried is this is an exact repeat pitcher performance. So you could see this game going high scoring. But then once you get into that bullpen, I will gladly take that Cubs bullpen, up over this Dodgers bullpen. You do have the wind blowing out. That matters in Chicago, and it matters so much. And Squirrel always talks about, getting the opening lines before, and he can back me up on this. whenever the lines come out the night before, whenever it's a Cubs home game, you get money line and run line. You never get the over-under the night before a game. They always have to see which way this wind's blowing. It's going to be blowing about 17 miles an hour out. That smells like an over. If you're living here long enough, when the winds blows out, you jump on that over. I already like the over because it's a repeat pitcher performance, and I love the Cubs money line. I'm going to be on the over in this one, and I like the Cubs money line as well, just like you do.
And the game opened 10.5. It's now 11, so there's a half a run of confirmation there for you as well. So all signs point to an over there in Dodgers Cubs, and I like the Cubs money line.
Yeah, I'll of course be on the F5 over, and this will be the highest F5 over we've played all season. It's at 5.5. It's obviously because the full game is up and the wind's blowing out.
I played a higher one than that.
Oh yeah, well yeah, you played 7.5, I guess, in Colorado, right? And you
7. Yeah, I played 7, and I won it. Yeah.
Oh, I played 7.5 because I tailed you. Sorry. Yeah, I came along late and got the half, but it went over. It was 5-3, so it was a good one. All right, one more game here on the slate, right? No, two more. We got Padres and Diamondbacks at 8:40 Central Time. Michael Wacha versus Ryan Nelson. How are you seeing this one unfold tonight?
Not expecting a low-scoring game. I took the over 9.5 at -110. So depending on your book, you're looking at paying -120 for 9.5 now, or the lines have gone to 10. So again, there's value. Just, I mean, that's really, I think the funniest thing is people be like, "Oh, are you kidding me? Like, you're doing that?" or "Why are you doing that?" And it's like, if I bet over 9.5 and the line is now 10, would you not? Like, in basketball, if you can get +7 and the line's now +5, which I did today on the Sacramento Kings, would you not? Would you not do that? And there's probably a lot of people that wouldn't, because I feel like like Golden State's gonna win, or they're gonna cover today. It's like, to me, it doesn't matter. Like, I have over 238 in the Kings and Warriors. It's now 240. 2 points of value. It's about beating the line, but doing it over and over and over and over and consistently, because if you can beat the sharpest line, which is generally, well, not generally, it is at game time because it's the highest limits, that's how you win. It's just how you win. Whether you experience swings of positive or negative variance, that's kind of up to the universe. But I have over 9.5 -110. Wacha gets rocked generally. Ryan Nelson, whatever. It's just, I think it's over. Just mostly due to the pitchers, probably.
All right, let's talk about this Wacha versus Nelson matchup here. Starter wise, are you trusting either of these guys, or are you trusting Michael Wacha just because of the name recognition? Like, is that the only reason you're gravitating towards the Padres here and trusting Michael Wacha because you've heard of him and you haven't really heard of this guy Ryan Nelson? Either way, none of these guys are going to inspire much confidence. Offensive wise, big advantage here of the Diamondbacks. Padres, talked about him yesterday. We talked about liking the Padres in a low scoring game. They came through for us and only won that game 1-0. They hitting 197 versus right-handers below the Mendoza line, where the Diamondbacks are up in the middle of the pack. So from a hitting perspective, yeah, sign me up for the Diamondbacks to have the advantages. Bullpen, big edge to the Padres, and I mean a big edge to the Padres here. I think this game is gonna go two ways. One, under 10 could be a good little play, and the Diamondbacks money line. But also, I think the sneaky live over. I think once you get into this and you can get into that terrible Diamondbacks bullpen, and yeah, the numbers are maybe a little bit inflated yesterday because Bumgarner didn't do his job and their bullpen guy did their job, but I think this one's going to go under 10, Diamondbacks money line. But if you get a game that's not tight and you're not getting the best arms out of the bullpen, this could be a sneaky live over spot, I think. And all of a sudden, when the first 5 innings are low scoring because the Padres can't hit anything, and maybe you do trust Michael Wacha and the name recognition and he silences those bats, maybe jump on a live over in this game. Could be worth a good little stab for you. But give me the under, give me the Diamondbacks, and I'll take a live over in that game. One more to get to. It's Mets and Giants, where you've got Senga taking on Manaya. What do you got here for this one there, Squirrel?
Kind of looking at the Giants there just because of weird buyback going on with the Mets. Came out 130 roughly, and they're 115 now. So it's a little bit scary to try to back a team where the line has dropped 15 cents. You're also going against, you would be then buying back on the Diamondbacks on that last game because of Padres came out 115 and they're now 140, right? So you're looking at a pretty decent shift there. So until that, I guess, plus money gets to a point where it would make it worth it for you, right? Because there's a ceiling and a floor to everything in terms of being valuable. Like anything will be valuable at a certain price. So if that is there for you on the Diamondbacks, then very cool. I would lean Giants here though, just purely based off of line movement here. I'm not real familiar either with Kodai Senga. It's a pretty new name to me. So as far as a total goes, nothing really in terms of movement. So I'll go Giants money line there, just with line movement.
You go Giants money line right there. This one is a little bit of an interesting one for me, and the Mets are coming off a nice win yesterday, 5-3, one in which we predicted with Max Scherzer, although that one was a little sweaty because Max Scherzer didn't go deep. I read an article last night that whatever that umpire's name was that ejected Max Scherzer, there's been 3 ejections since they banned the sticky stuff. That umpire has ejected all 3 of those pitchers. It's just a weird stat that's the umpire. So, but it's weird, that whole like alcohol and rosin and washing. What a weird situation that was. But the Mets get the win. They come into this game obviously with nice little confidence. Giants, I believe they're coming in. I think they beat the Marlins in extra innings. Either way, 2 offenses are completely struggling versus the pitcher hand in this. The Mets, they can't hit left-handers, which is surprising. Boy, that was so good to us last year, taking their F5 team total up against left-handers, but not the case this year. And the Giants, they can't hit right-handers. If you want to dive in the numbers, though, and say who is better, the Mets do grade out a tick better, but when I mean a tick, I mean just a tick better. Bullpen-wise, the bullpens aren't all that great. The Mets is average. The Giants is average. I'm not expecting much. This one feels like an F5 under, and whatever team can just win the F5 under and be leading, maybe those good bullpen arms can keep it close. I'm going to give the edge to the Mets, but I don't have a lot of confidence in either of these offense producing much in this game. So I like the under. I guess I'll side with the Mets on the money line, but not a lot of confidence in that pick at all, to be honest. All right, let's go ahead and throw these bets up on the screen. Obviously, we're not doing rapid fire today. That essentially was a rapid fire, and then let's toss them on up here. So you looks like you're gonna roll with. You didn't add any coming off a nice Oilers best bet. You didn't give anybody a hockey play today. Looks like we're just rolling with 3 baseball. What you got here, Squirrel?
No, I didn't because I haven't really particularly looked today. At hockey at all. I have my futures bet that I gave out for free, the 2-team futures parlay on the Oilers and the Avalanche. So I was glad to see that the Oilers won that game last night, and I gave out that Oilers on the 60-minute. If I was going to go with one, I would just keep going back to the Colorado Avalanche on the 60-minute. Same price money line as the Oilers. So if I could get, minus 130, 135, I would take the Colorado Avalanche. So if you can find minus 130 or so on the Avalanche on the 60-minute. Otherwise, I don't have anything as of yet. Watch my Twitter account for anything like that, or TikTok as well. But as far as the bets for MLB go, the Reds and Pirates over 9 was really good with 20 cents of value currently. It's minus 120. Padres and Diamondbacks, I think, it's only 10 cents of value now, or is that at 10? Either way, I'm beating all those lines.
I mean, it's at 10 when I did the research. That's why I said my lean was under 10, but what is it? I can see what it is now. It's at 10.
Red Sox are now
against minus 110 against minus 110.
At 9.5?
For Padres, Diamondbacks? Yeah, 10. Over under 10.
Oh, it is 10. Okay, cool. So I'm beating that one, and then Red Sox are now minus 120. So.
Oh, you added.
Sweet.
Yeah, the Red Sox money line that you just threw on there. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and roll with that Phillies F5 team total. I mean, are you kidding me? Of course I am. And then my first over-under of the season. I'm pulling the trigger on that Yankees-Angels under 8.5 at minus 110. And then that Cubs-Dodgers F5 over 5.5. I think it'll hit there. No way Taillon's going to face his Dodgers lineup 5 days later and not give up any runs. That's no way that's going to go ahead and happen. So we'll go ahead and back those 3 bets. Will we add anything from me personally? Nope. won't be adding a thing personally for me. That'll be it. So stay tuned to our Twitters, though, for any late night action that may come out for tomorrow, as there's a big slate, obviously, on Friday. Slate, look forward to getting here with you guys tomorrow, live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and breaking it down, setting the table for money-making weekend. But we're going to put some money in your pocket tonight. We've got 6 good bets there on the left-hand side. Go ahead and tail those all the way to the cash register, and look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.
See you later.